the Detroit Supercross brings us to the 10th 450SX round of the 2023 season, and the 6th 250SX East Region event this season. In the 450SX class, Eli Tomac had a run as the points leader as he was off to the best start of his 450SX career, but Chase Sexton and Cooper Webb were keeping things within reach, both off to the best start of their 450SX seasons to date as well. At the Indianapolis Supercross last weekend, Webb entered down 5 points to Tomac, but a third by Webb and an 8th place finish by Tomac allowed the number 2 to take over the points lead. Webb said afterwards in the post-race press conference it was an odd feeling because, I'm paraphrasing here, he basically said, "I felt like I got my ass kicked today, but then again we got the points lead at the end of the say."
Welcome to MxGP, the channel for all things motocross. From the latest news to exclusive content, we've got you covered. Whether you're a seasoned rider or a fan of the sport, we'll bring you the stories that matter most. If you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss out on our latest content.
After some track maintenance, the final race of the night was up next. The gates dropped on the 450SX main event and it was Aaron Plessinger and Adam Cianciarulo out front early. Cianciarulo jumped ahead but Plessinger made a pass in the end of the whoops section, causing the crowd to erupt. The race order was Plessinger, Cianciarulo, Cooper Webb, Eli Tomac, Ken Roczen, Chase Sexton, Kevin Morans, and Jason Anderson. Justin Barcia made his way into the top 5 ahead of Roczen, Sexton, and Anderson. Cianciarulo messed up the long rhythm section down the sideline and Webb took over P2. AC was then passed by Tomac and Barcia in the back-to-back 180-degree turns on the starting straight. Webb, Tomac, and Barcia were all battling for P2, switching back and forth for a few laps. Out front, Plessinger started to open up a slight lead on the three-way battle behind him. At some point, Barcia, Tomac, and Webb all traded positions a few times. Eventually Sexton joined the party, bumping Tomac to 5th as the number 23 took over 4th place. Then the 23 made his way up to 2nd as he got around both Webb and Barcia. Out front, Plessinger had about an 8-second lead. Slowly, Sexton started chipping away at it. But Plessinger was consistent out front, clicking off smooth lap after smooth lap. Dean Wilson went down on the double-double section across the starting line, which comes into play here later. Tomac got around Barcia to take over 4th as Plessinger's lead was cut to about 3.86 seconds. Suddenly, the gap was gone and the number 7 was on the ground. Plessinger had caught his foot in a rut and got ripped off the back of his bike on the single before the Dragon's back. As the number 7 got up and evaluated himself after the hard fall, Sexton snuck past and got the white flag in the next turn. Sexton led the next lap and claimed the race win as Plessinger got up and on bike before going a short distance, dropping his bike and going to the ground. A member of the Alpine Stars medical crew tended to him before he got up and rode from beside the Dragon's back through the final turn to take the checkered flag. He was a lap down from the race winner Sexton and was credited with 13th place. Webb came through to claim 2nd ahead of Tomac. But going back to Wilson's crash, during our media scrum, we learned that the AMA had handed out a penalty to Sexton, who jumped the huge double across the starting straight, while the rest of the field rolled it. The AMA said Sexton will keep the win, but he will receive a 7-point penalty situation, so he gets 19 points instead of 26 points and he gets to keep the win. This follows exactly what the rulebook says.